So it should be Murder Jones episode 7's 1 year anniversary when this video is uploaded. If not, oops. I'm quickly going to rewatch the episode to see if it's as good as I remember it being. Okay, so I just finished it and I'm happy to report that yes, this is peak. But why am I saying this episode is genuinely the peak of Murder Drones? What does it have over the start of the series? What does it have over the community's favorite episode 3? What does it have over my previous favorite episode 6? And what does it have over the finale? Well, we're gonna go over everything that's so good about it, but first, the flaws. Also, spoilers obviously. Why do I have beef with it? Well, it's really only due to one thing. Murder Jones episode 8 absolute end. Now you might hear that and think, wait, what? Why the fuck do you hate something this episode did because of the episode that came after it? Well, it's really because it led up to nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yes, it made a comeback in episode 8, but its payoff was just to see Khan say, "I know what?" when he sees Nori. And let me remind you, this is what she looks like now. I think y'all are starting to see the problem. This doesn't annoy me nearly as much anymore because, well, I already made a video about why she doesn't deserve the hype she gets and why I don't care about her unless it's talking about why she doesn't deserve the hype. I'll quickly summarize that video though because you can't hear shit in it. Basically, she never had any relevance beyond episode 1 and 5 and the only reason she got brought back is because of fan service and nothing else. Cool? Cool. Now let's get straight to the point. She had like 5 seconds of screen time. Not as frustrating as Pianosaurus. I will never shut the fuck up about this guy till the devs give him the justice he deserves. Okay, that's it. Now on to the... Holy fuck, I forgot how high quality the animation is. Just look at episode 6 compared to episode 7. Off topic, but I thought it was an amazing idea to listen to Jackie's box while writing the script. Kids, please don't. You'll be way too focused on singing along to these amazing lyrics. Yes, I know saying the animation is good isn't saying anything, but damn, this shit's amazing. From the very expressive faces, choreography of... Recently, I watched a video about exactly what makes a good fight scene, which I highly recommend by the way, and everything here applies to this episode's fight. Story relevance, and then Nori tried to free Uzi from the solver, so check. Feel the impacts of each attack through the screen? Yep, I know I do, so check. Stakes? Well, we know how dangerous the absolute solver is, and it shows throughout the fight, so check. Consequences? Well, En and Nori actually lose the fight at first, but through the power of confusing the shit out of the solver and make Nori mad, they were able to free Uzi from the solver. But she doesn't know that's her mom, so she throws her into the pit. Wait a minute. And then to top off the consequences, Sin reveals herself as a last resort to take them out. But of course, I do have my own reasons to love this scene. Otherwise, this would just be a checklist scene rather than a good one. Like I already said in the animation section, the animation here is fucking beautiful. The way En's wings glide through Solver Uzi's nose, holy shit, that's fire. Someone sampled that in a song. The way her nose could assume the matter behind them, I could list off literally everything, but it'll take way too fucking long. And the music here just elevates this scene to impossible levels. Dare I say this scene is on par with the 2 Ashes and Blood fight in Arcane Season 2 Episode 3 and the ending of Avengers Endgame. Okay, maybe not Endgame, but definitely Arcane, but let's not kid ourselves. We all know Arcane is better overall, whether you'd like to admit it or not. Point is, this scene is objectively fucking peak and you can't convince me otherwise. Holy fuck, I love it. Let me just briefly summarize it in case you forgot. Long ago, when humans first came to Copper 9, they discovered an underground cathedral and then they found Nori acting a little bit silly. This is exactly how Liam Vickers would describe this. So the leader sends out intern Mitchell, who accidentally put on Dr. Chambers' uniform. He's instructed to bring Yeva and she frees Nori from the solver, but
then the planet kinda half imploded anyway.
back to the present. Uzi and gang fall underneath the cabin fever labs right after the events of episode 6, but in an attempt to try to get out and save V, and separates himself from Uzi and Tessa. They all go on separate missions where N encounters Nori. Uzi finds the cathedral and it finds footage of what happened here like 15 years ago, and Tessa kills Doll right after destroying remaining evidence of the incident. To warn Uzi during the last seconds of her life, Doll walks creepily like a zombie to warn her, and then Tessa shows up to kill Uzi, who has seen the footage of the incident. After Nori explains everything to N, he goes to the cathedral to save Uzi while holding the same tool that Yeva used to free Nori back then, exposing the fact Tessa knew about the incident and then kills her. But the damage has already been done. Uzi gets taken over by the solver and destroys the tool containing the patch. The previously mentioned fight scene happens, and the Tessin twist happens, and then Uzi in a heroic moment sacrifices herself for N, but ends up in space instead. So yeah, that was a lot. I'll say something controversial right fucking now. I like the Tessin twist. There, I said it. This shot right here is when Murder Jones' story took a really dark turn, and I mean that both literally and figuratively. Holy shit, is she terrifying. And so is the concept of how she came to be. Nowhere in this episode, nor the next one, do they tell you how she came to be, and that's because her design is enough. This is enough to tell you that she killed Tessa, skinned her, and wore her skin. Let me remind you that this robot is wearing the skin of a helpless little girl. Sorry, I just had to make that reference. I recently gone through Arcane and I haven't been the same man since. Yeah, this robot. Also, there were a lot of hints leading up to this twist. Episode 2, the screen started glitching as soon as we saw Sin with Tessa. Episode 4, literally the most useless episode. We can spot her in the background. Episode 5, most overhated piece of media ever. We get this frame. Episode 6, whenever we zoom in on Tessa's face, eerie music plays. Even early on in this episode, we even killed Doll. I thought we were talking about Tessa, but we get this eldritch abomination. Oh, wait a minute. Speaking of, yeah, Doll deserves to go. She has been doing absolutely nothing after episode 3, and she will continue to do nothing. No, literally, she hasn't done anything. What makes you think she would do something in the final episode? Okay, I don't have any more to say, and I have to get this video out really quickly since I was working on a separate video on my second channel. So bye.